Well, the latest massive raids have revealed that some warehouses and Spaza shops are selling not only expired goods, but also counterfeit goods. Now, this illegal trade has harmed trusted brands, undermined consumer safety, and has weakened, in the main, the economy by discouraging innovation, costing jobs, and driving legitimate businesses out of the market. To unpack this further, we're now joined by brand specialist Tshepo Matseba. Tshepo, a very good morning to you, and thank you so much for your time. So, of course, we've seen how the police, as well as other intelligence officers, have been conducting these raids across the country. Just talk to us about how counterfeit goods impact the reputation as well as the sales of legitimate brands in this country.
Yes, so globally, thank you for inviting us. Globally, the counterfeit market actually costs the economy globally around 4.5 trillion, which is a significant number. In South Africa, we are looking at counterfeit goods costing or impacting the South African revenue services around 100 billion annually. And so that gives you an indication of the numbers. Beyond that, of course, that the quality brands, especially locally made products, really suffer significantly, because what you have is all of a sudden global brands competing at the same price range with locally made brands, and particularly because these are now counterfeit brands. So you'll see someone wearing a very expensive a pair of shoes that are actually equivalent to the value of the car that they're driving. And so you can almost tell that the impact of that on, firstly, sales, but also employment, because counterfeit goods really create a space where a different market exists that is not legislated, and therefore the legitimate businesses that are investing in the country really suffer, and they bleed in terms of sales, they bleed in terms of their brand and reputation, but also importantly, really investors look at a market like ours as a high risk when you consider the extreme level of counterfeit goods in our country, because we are unable to control entry, and our porous borders are a significant contributor to that effect.
You talk about legislation very quickly. I mean, what will it take, for authorities to take these necessary steps to combat the rise of these counterfeit goods that we are seeing in local markets?
Yeah, so first you have to manage the ports. So the entry to South Africa in terms of bulk goods, customs need to do a little bit more work, but also the entire security cluster has to control the borders far more effectively to ensure that the cars and trucks that are driven into the country are checked for quality, and what is it that they are carrying when they get here. And unfortunately, that if you look at how many goods, counterfeit goods, especially in Johannesburg, if you go to the Bruma Lake area, you'll see the extent to which global brands are here without their knowledge, and I think raids are done regularly as much as we can, but I think we need to invest a little bit more as an ecosystem to ensure that the products that are on the market are quality and real products. Unfortunately, brands also have the responsibility to educate their customers about the quality and the value that they provide, so that a customer can actually quickly make a distinction between counterfeit and a really authentic product.
And of course, Tshepo, as we wrap our conversation, we are nearing a period where stockpiles will be buying in bulk or able to, and also distributing among the members. What should then stockpile groups look out for when bulk buying during this time? We also, of course, have this period where we're seeing this Black Friday period also, coming up. So there will be a time where consumers, particularly in this country, want to have those cheaper, if I can call it that, brands, and also a wide variety to choose from. What in the main should they be looking out for?
Yeah, I mean, firstly, you want to buy from legitimate, registered businesses. So when you go to the store, ensure that it's at least one of the mainstream players in South Africa's economy, because we know that counterfeit goods are often carried at often illegitimate environments where it looks too good to be true. So sometimes the prices also tell you a story, but when you're going to buy a bulk, especially food, given our challenge around food poisoning in the country, we strongly recommend going to mainstream chains. And I don't have to mention brands, but people will know the quality that they get and derive from mainstream chains, mainstream stores, those supermarkets that are known in South Africa, the national brands, as opposed to what you may call unknown sort of brands on the corner somewhere, because this is where problems emerge of expired goods. And importantly for people who are in society, honestly speaking, invest in checking the expiry date of the product.
All right, Tshepo, thank you so much for your time. Really do appreciate it. Tshepo Matseba is a brand specialist for us. Of course.